Rings of Power Season 2 trailer number 2. Sounds like some people love it, some people hate it. I guess we'll see, though it's really, really hard to tell what a show looks like from the trailer. I mean, I like the trailers to Star Wars Acolyte, and we all know how that turned out. Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to be doing a reaction to Rings of Power Season 2 trailer number 2. I'm interested. We did a reaction to trailer number 1, and I'm going to be kind of binging all of Season 1, though I have picked up a lot about it on the internet. I am going to be binging all of Season 1 in preparation for Season 2, and then we'll do a watch through. I'll give it its honest to goodness time. I am not a Tolkien lore expert by any chance, but I certainly can tell you if I see a bad TV show. So, all that being said, let's get into this trailer.
War has come to Middle-earth.
I mean, it looks epic. The show's incredibly expensive, but better, right?
This is the work of Sauron.
Our armies cannot defeat him. Once the deceiver obtains a being's trust, he gains the ability to sculpt their very thoughts. You are wise to fear these rings. In Sauron's hands, they could work an evil beyond reckoning.
Region must not fall. It would be a mortal blow for all Middle-earth.
Sooner or later,
I want to say more, but I gotta wait.
Bores a hole. The rest of him slithers in.
The orcs look good.
You sought peace. I gave it to you. This is hardly a gift. What have you done to me? What have you done to me? Who are you? Truly, I am the one keeping the storm at bay. Sauron is my enemy as much as yours. I can help you destroy him.
I will not stop until
Balrog.
this is put right.
Every soul in the seen or unseen world will know that it was you who was the architect of their demise.
I keep hearing that Tom Bombadil is going to be in this, which, I mean, if Peter Jackson didn't touch him, I wouldn't, but good luck.
Moment, the great tale of our age is being written.
You think it was only you who put yourself in my power? Galadriel.
So many thoughts. If this was just like a random fantasy story trailer, I probably wouldn't care as much. That's just because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. But I mean, to me, there's one big fundamental problem, right? In defense of the show, they kind of will talk about things like, well, look, we cast people racially differently. We did all these things differently because this is not Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. This is our Lord of the Rings. In fact, they don't even have the rights to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. We're doing this our way. And yet, when I look at the trailer, it seems that they have been inspired by, if not directly kind of copied a lot of the aesthetic, a lot of the visual ideas that we have related to Tolkien, which was purely from Peter Jackson. Balrog is example number 1. And so it's kind of this weird thing of like, look, you can't try and be Peter Jackson and then not do totally what he did and then be pissed that people are connecting you with Peter Jackson, because it's like, well, that's what you're intuition pumping by making a trailer like this, by trying to capitalize on the existing Lord of the Rings audience, which I think is very obviously what they're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, look, it looks good. It has a good look to it. If this was a Peter Jackson movie, I might be excited. I will say that to me, it stands out. The dialogue and the lines stand out. Like, and this is always obnoxious when you're on the receiving end of this, but it's cliche because it's true. It feels like show don't tell. I mean, you're telling me Sauron is this great deceiver, and like, I don't buy it. Like, all the dialogue in the trailer, all the scenes in the trailer, from what I know of season 1, it's like he doesn't seem like this great deceiver. He doesn't look like this great manipulator. He doesn't even look like a great necromancer of any kind, frankly. And that's kind of a huge problem with a lot of the characters. I'm very used to, like, seeing, you look at House of the Dragon, you see a character in the show and you're like, wow, and then you see him on the red carpet and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I don't recognize you at all. Sometimes they look a little bit, they look very different from their characters in the show. They look very Hollywood, they look very modern, but they put on the right wigs, they do their hair right, they do the costumes right, and they transform into these characters. These guys, not everybody, but some of them certainly feel like Hollywood actors stuck in Lord of the Rings costumes. I think a lot of it comes down to the costuming, the hair, different things like that. Once again, connecting it to Peter Jackson, kind of. Elves without long hair. That's like, but then everything else looks like the elves from Peter Jackson's. Like, pick one, right? You're hurting yourself with these ideas. There's the big struggle with Galadriel, right? Galadriel in the books, in Peter Jackson's films, in every representation of her has always been kind of this graceful example of like feminine beauty and power, and not this kind of like girl boss warrior. Whereas now they're kind of making it like Galadriel versus Sauron, which is just kind of not, I don't know, it doesn't really fit in the Lord of the Rings vibe. I don't really think it's very accurate to anything they've done in the past. Really though, my biggest problem, Sauron does not seem like Sauron. He is unintimidating at best, and I feel the show telling me he's so intimidating and telling me he's so manipulating and so powerful and so amazing, and I look at the guy, I look at the bits that we're seeing in the show. I mean, even from a story perspective, right, I think it's a huge mistake to have this character who is the deceiver, who tricks people, and we know who it is from season 1, right? They've already told us the marketing is telling us it's Sauron. They want to have their cake and eat it too, and they're hurting their story for it, and that's, I don't know. That's just me talking about the trailer. But I mean, look, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. I want to make some larger videos about this, which is why I kind of want to do a full-fleshed watch through of season 1 analysis and plan some video essays out. And I think I'm going to do the same thing for season 2. But if you guys are interested in more kind of fleshed out videos, there's a lot of controversy about this, and I am cautious to talk off the cuff about it because I do think it deserves like a well-written script and my thoughts kind of organized as opposed to just off the cuff here. But look, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys want to see more Rings of Power content. Not going to promise it's going to be very positive, but I mean, look, like I said, I'm coming from like middle of the road. I'm halfway through the books and I love the movies sort of guy. So I'm not like some crazy, book lore guy either. I'm just going to tell you if it's a good story or not. As always, keep reading, keep writing, and I will see you all next video.